jail for that. New Orleans, you can walk around with a plastic cup of beer. No
You go to jail for that? You go to jail for that? For having a bottle of alcohol? Hey, and welcome back. So we already discovered a few things about the USA. And you told me I should check out certain states or certain parts of the USA more. And this is exactly what we are gonna do today. Because today we are watching Visit the South, 10 things that shock you about the US. Okay, I am ready to be shocked. Please, we are still a small channel and it would help me so much and mean so much to me if you would hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it would be awesome. And yeah, let's go into the reaction. Come on.
Hey fellow travelers, or as they say down here in the South, hey y'all. Mark here with Walter's World, and we're in the hostess city of Savannah, Georgia. This is literally Jocelyn's favorite city in the entire world, okay? And it's definitely my favorite city to come to in the South of the US. This place is fantastic. And the thing is, the South in general is wonderful, from the food to the people and so much more, and you'll be shocked about how much you love it and some things that drive you a little nuts. And so we have for you today are kind of 10 things that shock tourists and travelers when they come to the South. Because your perception of the South from TV is probably going to be a little different than some of the things you actually see when you come here. So let's get started. Now, the first thing that shocks tourists when they come here is the Southern hospitality. Yes, it is truly Southern hospitality here. The people, they are friendly, they are helpful, they do go out of their way to help you, they will show you where the sites are, they will recommend the best restaurants, they will recommend the hidden gems. The people here are...
I mean, Europeans say that Americans are very, very nice in general. So are the Southern Americans then even nicer, or are just the South Americans nice?
Fantastic. They're friendly. They're helpful. They use their manners. I mean, it's crazy. I live in the North and I come down here and people are like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, please. You know, everyone calls me Mr. Mark and my wife is Miss Jocelyn. And my boys, they do their Southern best. They say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And everyone is like that here. And it really makes it a really fantastic experience with this politeness and this Southern hospitality. And you just want to come back. She's like, dang it, those people are so nice there. And then the second thing that's going to shock you when you come down here is, look, just because people have accents doesn't mean they're stupid, okay?
Of course not.
A lot of people have the stereotype.
I mean, I have an accent and I'm not stupid. At least I think I am.
Type that people in the South are dumb. Oh, you have an accent, you must not have any education. They have some really good schools down here. People are intelligent down here. Just because they have an accent doesn't mean they're stupid. And that's one thing. When I talk to Southerners, I have great conversations, in-depth kind of...
Yeah, we have the same thing a little bit in Germany, where like if you have an dialect, then it isn't considered that you are as smart, you know, but you know, I can have a dialect and be very smart as well. I just can be born, you know, into a more farmery place, a rural place.
Things, and they're always like, why is it Northern things were so stupid? And that's the thing, is the stereotype you see about the South in movies and TV is all about these hillbilly backwoods people. Look, there's hillbilly backwoods people in Germany. There's that in China. There's that in the North. All kinds of stuff. It's just that stereotype and that trope is very popular to use about Southerners, and it's the farthest thing from the truth. The people are not stupid here. And the thing is, that leads into the third thing that will shock you, are the Southernisms here. There are some very distinct Southern culture things here. Yes, there are some things here that are very definitely Southern. How things work, how people act, all kinds of stuff, but also how they talk. And the thing is, when you're thinking, oh, I'm making fun of these Southerners, these hillbillies, they don't know anything, and they go, oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart, you're such a wonderful person. Southerners know how to Southern you to death. They will be as nice to you, because that hospitality, but when they're doing is actually insulting you because you're so off base on some things. So it is kind of funny when I'll see people talking.
So if somebody says, God bless you, they insult me? Okay. I threaten you. Don't say this to me.
And the Southerners we talk, oh, bless your heart, that is so nice. And you're like, oh, believe me, if someone says bless your heart or bless their heart, that's basically saying, oh my God, these people are so stupid. Okay, so that's your Southern translation. Okay, so those Southernisms that are out there, that does kind of shock people, how people act, how they talk, you know, some of the verbiage they use. So it is kind of a funny thing. And one of those things where the Southern hospitality and the Southernism really comes out is the food. And that's the fourth thing that shocks you about the South, is the food when you're here.
Oh yeah, yes, that looks good.
They do fry
a
lot of food here. Yes, they use an extra stick of butter in a lot of things here. But you know what? It is worth it. The food here in the South is the best in the U.S. Yeah, you can have fancy restaurants anywhere, but in general, you can go anywhere. You will eat well here in the South. The biscuits, the fried chicken, the collard...
Maybe this video wasn't a good idea because I haven't eaten all day something, and now I get very hungry.
the soul food you see, if you go to New Orleans and
Is this
Louisiana.
pulled pork? I think it's pulled pork.
Creole food, the Cajun food, the food here is unbelievable. And one of the things you gotta have, shrimp and grits, okay? You gotta have grits, there's like hominy, like a corn-based kind of porridge. And you put some shrimp in there, some cheese in there, oh my God, oh. Shrimp and grits, it's fantastic. And the food here is...
Tell me your favorite food from the South, and tell me maybe videos I could check out more about the food or about grocery stores. I want to go also into this, so that would be awesome. Thank you.
Amazing when you come here. That's why when you come, that's why when you're in the South, make sure you ask your restaurant, ask the people you meet there, because the hospitality of the Southerners, they will tell you where you should go, and ask them, what is the thing I should really eat here? Where should I really go here? You know,
is this a crab?
Savannah's kind of famous because Paula Deen was here. They're like, yeah, Paula Deen's got her thing, Lady and Sons. But what you really want to do, if you want to have some really Southern thing, go to Mrs. Wilkes. That's the better one. And people say that, yes, it's still touristy, but you go there to those things, and you have the really traditional kind of stuff. You have the real pecan pie. You really have the amazing fried chicken. You do have all the, fried green tomatoes and all those things. The food here is unbelievable, and you'll be shocked how good it is and how much weight you might put on when you're here because, yes, they do fry the you-know-what on a lot of things here, okay? And that leads into the fifth thing that shocks people when they come down here is when they order the food, the portion sizes. Yeah,
that is one portion, right?
I would eat my sweet tea like this with my free refills coming again and again and again. But the amount of food they give you, it is insane. You can understand how people could enlarge themselves.
By the way, which states are considered the South? For example, I think California is also very South. Is it also the South? Yeah, tell me.
On their vacation to the South because the food is great and the portion size to go along with it really is, insane. So if you're going to be traveling here, you got kids, you can order and share with them because there's going to be a lot of food to go around. And that Southern hospitality, yeah, I'll have some rice and maybe some macaroni and cheese with it. And they're like, okay, they'll give you like a double helping and things like that. So it really is, the portion size just kind of blow your mind when you are down here. So be ready for it. Now, the sixth thing that'll shock you when you're coming down to the South is, well, one thing you need to know is you do need to drive around here to go see places. If you want to go to plantation houses or go between cities, the public transport ain't so good, okay? But, so you're going to have a car, you're going to drive around, and the driving here, it's a little frustrating. I don't know why, but I feel like in the South, everyone likes to drive in the left lane on the highway. You're like, dude, you're going slow, get in the right side. It drives you a bit nuts. But for a tourist like you and me, one of the things that's annoying about the driving part is the parking, because in the South you have a lot of these historic city centers, and of course if you got historic city centers, you're not going to tear down famous buildings to put up a car park. So it's really hard to find parking, and sometimes you're parking kind of far out. If you're going to a hotel, they have the valet, you give them the keys, they park your car someplace else, and so you're not having as much easy.
I mean, as a European, I'm very used to it. I mean, most cities or inner circles of cities in Europe, there are cars not allowed, so yeah.
So that is one of the things that will shock you is, oh my God, there's no parking. And when they do drive, oh my God, these people are crazy. And you will see, yes, you will see the Confederate flag sometimes on the front of their license plate. And you will see,
Wait, that is from the Civil War, right? And I think it's the side that lost, right? That is a bit weird. I mean, at least from a German perspective, because, for example, if now people would, that's not the same thing, right? But the DDR flag, that would be considered a little bit anti-governmental, stuff like that. Like, we want to change everything up and I'm not democratic. Is it the same thing in the US? Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. Thank you.
Trucks with dangly man parts on them and things like that. You do see that here, so you see that other places too, but just be ready for the driving experience you will have here down in the South. Because also in the South, they like their NASCAR, their car racing, so fast driving is kind of the norm. We checked it out,
it's good.
So just be prepared for that. The seventh thing that's going to shock you about the South is the religion aspect of it. Yes, they believe in God, and their churches here are amazing. If you can go to a gospel church on a Sunday and see the people singing and all kinds of stuff, it is.
Is this really real? Because you always see it in films and movies, and I always think like, yeah, it's maybe, no, they don't have so much fun there. They don't sing like that. Is it really like that? Because then I have to see it.
Truly an experience.
Because church in Europe is so boring.
Come out of churches dressed up to the T's because they go to church in a respectful way. I mean, it is like, wow, they really do believe, they really put a lot into it. And you might say it's like, oh, it's gods and guns. That's what the South is about. Well, yes, they do believe in gods, and yes, they do believe in their guns. And you will see, gun racks in the back of the trucks and stuff like that. But the seventh thing that's going to shock you is the true religion of the South. and that is SEC football.
What?
They love
College
football.
football.
Okay, this is one of the things. Wherever you go in the South, people will have their UGA, University of Georgia State.
I thought you have a professional league, NFL, NHL? No, NFL, I think.
On their car, and in their garage they'll have University of Georgia posters, and and people, their kids will be wearing Georgia gear or LSU gear or Alabama and things like that. Like, this is a true religion. In religion you can say,
Okay.
oh, are you Methodist, are you Catholic, are you Protestant, are you Baptist, are you Muslim, are you Jewish? Here they're like, look, you can only have one religion, and in Georgia you are a UGA fan, you're a Bulldogs all the way.
But I
Georgia
love
Tech
this,
people,
if you're dedicated to your club, I love that. Or to your college, not club then?
Talk to them. I mean, it is crazy. I remember I was in Alabama. I remember I was coming into Alabama. They said, look, are you for Bama? The University of Alabama.
Are you then always for the college that is next to you, or the college you were on yourself? Tell me.
Or you're for Auburn, because you get 30 seconds when you come into state to make a decision. Either for Bama or you're for Auburn. I'm like, hey, roll tide, man, roll tide. But you got to know these things, and the people are really, really enthusiastic and crazy excited about college football down here. So if you get a chance,
I
it's
find
a
that's
Saturday
kinda
in the fall,
cool.
and you can go to a college football game. Even if you can't get to one of the big ones, it is quite
Hotty
the experience.
toddy.
It's something you definitely
Hotty
have to do,
toddy.
because people will be tailgating with beers and throwing cornhole and all kinds of crazy stuff, but they love it, and that's one of the things where you really see the passion that people have down here really comes out in their true religion of SEC football, okay? So the eighth thing that
I think, from what I've heard, I definitely have to go more into this college football thing. Maybe recommend some videos to me where I can check this out. That would be awesome.
shock you when you come to Savannah is you're used to partying and having a great time, whether it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans or here in Savannah for St. Patrick's Day. You're used to having a good time, and a good time with liquor, whether it's a hurricane in New Orleans, or it's a Chatham Artillery Punch here in Savannah. You do have your libations. They do like to drink here, and you will have a good time with that. But the liquor laws, dude, the South has some of the craziest liquor laws. Now, the U.S. has crazy liquor laws anyway, 21 to drink, and got to look like you're 90 to buy stuff without asking for.
That is so weird. That is so weird. You can at least you can buy a gun at 18, but you can't drink until you are 21. I mean, I don't know. I think the responsibility for a gun is way higher than for drinking. I don't know. It should be the other way around, I think.
But in the South, you come up with some really good ones. For example, here in Savannah, you can.
In Germany, you can drink from 16 on. Beer, and then or buy from 16 on, and then the hard stuff like 18 on, and in every supermarket, not a liquor store.
Walk in the street with open liquor. Most places in the U.S., you go to jail for that. New Orleans, you can walk around with a plastic cup of beer. No.
You go to jail for that? You go to jail for that? For having a bottle of alcohol? I mean, I don't drink alcohol, so I'm fine, but that makes no sense.
Problem, okay? But you have other places where.
Why is it, I mean, I can drink it legally at home, but why do I go for jail if I don't drink it at home? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Have really strict liquor laws like dry counties. That's where an actual county, it's a part of a state, actually sells no liquor. Okay, so you actually can't buy any alcohol in that state, which can be a problem if you're going to, Kentucky Lake in Kentucky and you want to have a good time. Well, you got to bring all your alcohol with you because you can't buy it in the county, which is kind of crazy. Or, we don't sell any liquor on Sunday. Or, we stop liquor sales at a certain time. So just know the South has some pretty strange liquor laws out there, but it's not just the South. Anywhere in the U.S. you can find these. I just find it happens more in the South than other places. The ninth thing that will shock you when you come down to the South is the weather. I mean, there's a reason why people retire to the South and they don't retire to the North, okay? You come down here because the weather is great.
So is the South then also like more expensive than the North? Because many people want to go there?
I'm here in February, the dead of winter, and it's 56 degrees today, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. 56. I mean, that's warm. Okay?
What is this? Is this 10 degrees Celsius? I don't know.
Like, I came from Illinois where it was 6 degrees. Okay, I'm like, guys, this is like summer. I feel so great. The weather in the South is fantastic, okay, when you come down here. And that's what's great is you can come and visit the South all year round and have relatively decent weather. Yes, I've got a quarter zip and stuff on, but it's a cold day, and this is all I have. okay? So you see these things out there, and the weather is great here, but I will warn you, the shock of the weather is when you first come to the south, and you go to a place like Charleston or Savannah, like on the coast where you get a lot of humidity and heat and moisture. When you get out of that airport and the humidity hits you, you're like, oh, I can't breathe. That's what happened the first.
I had exactly the same thing in Bali, stepping out of the plane. It was like, what? I just go on into a wall of heat.
I flew down to Savannah in August. I was literally like, I can't breathe when I got off the plane. It was crazy when I walked out of the airport. So that hot humidity in the summer can just be oppressive, but the rest of the year.
But you get used to it. You know, I love being in Bali. And, you know, after 3-4 days, you are so used to it.
The other, 10 months out of the year, you're going to love every minute of it, okay? So that's the 9th thing that shocks people is that weather, okay? That can be quite a wonderful or horrifying experience. And the 10th thing that's going to shock you when you do come down here to the south is the southern pride and the southern style. It is a different way of life.
I like this building. That was very cool. He had the red one.
And the southern style. It is a different way of life down here, and the people are proud of it. The people do dress a little nicer here and there, and they're not walking around in their yoga pants as often as you see other places. They do have that pride in how they dress, and you will see a seersucker suit here and there with people, and you will see people wearing that bow ties. But what I think is shocking in an awesome way about the South is their pride they have in their community and they have in their state. And it's not just, oh, I wear Georgia football colors because I'm from Georgia. No, the people really care about their communities, they care about their state, and they put their money where their mouth is. That pride they have shows.
What does this mean? Put the money where the mouth is. Eat money? What does this mean?
Look at their historic nature. I mean, as a tourist, that pride that the South has really shows in historic homes they've redone. Here in Savannah is a great idea. You walk around, you see the history, you can go see the homes, the Owen Thomas house, the Mercer house, you can go to Juliet Gordon-Low where the Girl Scouts started.
Tell me more about those houses or those persons that lived in the houses, because I have to admit, I don't know everything about anything about those houses / persons.
These homes you can go visit and see so much, and you see that history, and they've taken the pride in it, in their towns, and they say that I'm proud of where I'm from. I want to, I was born in the South, I want to die in the South. That mentality, the thing is, look, I'm always going to be here. So they put that pride into their community, they put that pride in their state, and that's something that you don't get everywhere, and it really shocks people. Like, no, I love where I live, and I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to do what I can to make it better. And that pride they have is shocking because it comes into a great way as a tourist, and the historic aspects that out here and how they take care of their own people and their own community, and it's a great thing. Anyway, those are 10 things that I think might shock kind of international tourists or even American tourists.
Let's be honest. Going into jail for having a cup of beer is the most insane thing that I have ever heard. Because, I would understand it if it's like a very illegal drug, stuff like that. And I have to say, I would like that the alcohol in general would be more handled like a real drug, because it is a real drug, but still. But it's legal to drink it at home, but it's just a different place and suddenly it's illegal. I mean, the action is exactly the same. It's just a different place. I mean, you could say now, okay, being naked at home is also legal, but being naked on the street is not legal. But you know what I mean? It's not legal because people can see you and can be disgusted by you. But by drinking alcohol, or only not drinking, but having a cup of alcohol, I don't know. And as I said, I'm not a drinker at all. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know. That it feels very weird to me. Maybe I just. What mostly is the case is mostly, I think, with things that you don't get, that you miss some information that was very relevant in the country or in the for the people at the time. So probably there's a very good reason why this is the case. Tell me something about the reason, but I maybe think it's a little bit outdated. I don't know. What is your opinion on that? I mean, we can maybe disagree or agree with that. I would love to hear your opinion and maybe see the thing which I miss about this whole logical thing about the drinking. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. And we see each other in the next video. Bye.